Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. So in today's video, we're going to show you how to install the subwoofer from Orella Acoustics into the Model 3. And if you guys have already purchased or are going to purchase the 7-speaker component system and need to see our install video on that, please click over here. If you guys have a Model Y and you need to see how to install the subwoofer system into that, please click over here. For those of you who haven't already purchased, please check out our website at zevcentric.com. We have all the Orella Acoustics products on that website, and we would greatly appreciate your support. For those of you who have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. It means the world to us. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, so we're at the back of our 2019 Performance Model 3, and we're going to be installing the Orella subwoofer in the back trunk area of this car right here. So we're going to get to it. All right, first thing we're going to do is going to take off this upper trim piece. To do that, we need to take off this push clip in the upper right-hand corner right here. All right, now with that push clip out, we can start to pry down on this piece. And we can just kind of leave it dangling there. We don't need to take it all the way off. All right, now we got to pull off the back trim piece here so that we can remove the carpet. We just do that by prying up on it. All right, so we do need to remove the lower sub-trunk out of there for a later part in the installation. So we're going to do that first and then remove the side carpet. All right, so with those clips out of the way, we can just pull up on the sub-trunk here. There's some Velcro on the sides. Just pick it up, it'll come off. And this plastic piece here needs to come out. And now we can peel the carpet back. You do need to be careful of the little interior trunk light wire, so you can just undo that so you don't accidentally rip it out. Now we need to remove this passenger side trim piece. This is the vinyl seat side here. It exposes the harness underneath. We need to get to that. So we're just going to pull at the top here. Pops out. And then it slides up. All right, with that trim piece out, we need to lift the seats back up. And we're going to pull this cushion out. To do that, there's these clips on the front. You got to get your hand under there and lift up on it. And then unplug the harnesses underneath. So this is that clip we were talking about underneath the seat. They both actuate in the same direction towards the driver's side. Just pull on it and that releases the latch for the cushion. All right, so to continue removing the carpet, we need to take this push clip out here. And pull it from around this plastic retainer. And now we fully expose the harness and we can run our Orella harness for the amplifier. All right, now that we have the subwoofer and amplifier exposed, we're going to start by unplugging all the harnesses. Then we'll move on to the 10 mil bolts that hold down this whole assembly and pull it out and out of here. All right, we've got all the fasteners undone, all the harnesses are undone from this assembly, so we can pull this subwoofer and amp out of here. And to do that, we just want to gently pull it out, angle it towards us here, and then it comes right out. All right, now with the sub amplifier assembly out of the car, we need to remove the amplifier off the front. And there's a screw here, here, and here. We're going to use our T30 Torx bit to pull these off. All right, now with the amp out of the way, we can remove the woofer. These are all T25 screws. Just need to pull all those out. All right, now out of our bag of Orella parts, we have this harness here. It has two red wires and 2 black wires on it. This is what we need for the subwoofer. All right, first thing we need to do is we need to put the adapter plate on the original subwoofer housing, but we have to put this harness in behind it. So that just goes right in here, and then we're going to put the adapter plate on. We're going to take our T20 screws that Orella has provided in the box and put them into our adapter. Now we need to wire up our woofer. We need to pay attention to the colors here. Red to red, black to black. Now we're going to fasten the woofer with these 2.5 millimeter hex screws. Okay, now with the woofer in place with the adapter, we can put our Tesla amplifier back on. All right, now we're going to place our assembly back in the same way we pulled it out. All right, so for right now, we're going to leave all the harnesses disconnected, leave the ground disconnected, leave this nut off. That way we can install our amplifier bracket that's going to go down here. So at this point, we're ready to put our new Orella harness in. All right, right here I have the harness supplied by Orella. It's a pretty simple installation. We just have one ground attachment and one positive attachment. The ground is going to go to the ground wire that we disconnected earlier. We're just going to piggyback right on top of that. And the positive we're going to fish through alongside the chassis harness up to the terminal on the top of the main high voltage pack. Okay, we've brought our harness along the chassis harness here. So this is our Orella positive wire. We're just going to zip tie it here in a little bit. We're just going to lift up our seat. And this is the top of the high voltage pack. There's a little foam cover right here. Pull that off. And then this is a 12 volt connection. This is not high voltage. So this is what we're going to pull power off of. So we do want to be careful not to have any tools contact the chassis when we're working on this. So just keep that in mind. You can see our positive terminal there. Okay, so depending on your model year, you might have a different kind of little red cover on this positive. This is a 2019 and it's completely sealed, so we need to make a little hole in it so we can pass our wire through. It seems like later models don't have this, and you won't have to do anything to it. So we're just going to snip a little hole on the side here. So we're going to take our 13 mil socket and pull off this nut. All right, now we can take our Orella harness, make sure the fuse is not installed. And just put the nut back on. Being careful not to touch any tools to the chassis. There we go. All right, so we're going to use some of this leftover foam tape to line the backside of the amplifier panel here. This sits directly on the chassis and we don't want that to vibrate, so we're just going to put a couple strips here and here. Here, we do need to pull this harness clip up off the chassis. That's where our amplifier panel is going to sit. So we're going to pull that off. All right, now we're going to connect up our Orella amplifier. We need to grab the harness that's coming off the amplifier, and that's going to plug into the harness that originally connected to the stock subwoofer. And then we're going to take our new subwoofer wire. It's going to plug in over here on the front side of the amplifier. And as well as our new power connector. And then we're just going to slide this whole assembly underneath the subwoofer and amplifier. We want to push this down against the chassis when we tighten this nut right here. And then this is the original Tesla chassis harness. We want to clip that back onto this bolt that's sticking out of the chassis. Now that we've got the whole subwoofer assembly installed, we're going to install our fuse and make sure everything works. You might see a little spark here. Of course, it's fucked up. All right, you can see that we've zip tied our Orella positive wire all nice next to the chassis harness. And we can now put the carpet back and install all of our trim pieces and finish this job up. Okay, so when we pulled this side of the seat off, you might have noticed that a piece was left in the chassis, this little plastic piece here. We need to take that out of the chassis and install it back in here. See here. We want to have the wedge shape down towards the ground when it's installed. This will allow us to pop it in place like that. So now we want to slide these tabs down where they need to go in the chassis. You can see where they are located here and here. And you can see you have a clip here that needs to slide in this little cubby right there. And then way in the back you can see that piece I was talking about earlier that needs to just sit in that hole. You might have to push down slightly. Of course, now it doesn't go in. There we go. All right, we're going to install our seat cushion back in. You need to make sure that you put that foam piece back over the top of the high voltage battery here. And then we need to plug in our seat harnesses on the left and right side. And here's the left side. And if you do have a newer car, some models only have the harness on the left side instead of on both sides. So now we need to feed in the buckles through the holes and then slide the cushion down inside. Now it's clipped in place. Once you've pushed it in far enough, you should be able to get those clips back in on the bottom. All right, we're gonna tidy up our trunk. First thing we need to put back is this bottom plastic piece for the carpet. And then we need to make sure we plug in our trunk light. Just let the carpet rest there for now. We're going to put our sub trunk back in. We need to put our push clips back where they need to go. We have these holes here that we pulled them out of. We could put our last trim piece on the bottom. And I can show you guys a little trick that we have with our drill to put this, to flip the rubber back over on the trims. You grab a socket on a drill of some sort like this. It's a smaller socket, like a 8 millimeter. And you place it underneath the rubber and then just pull along and rotate it. And there you go. And the last piece we have is this top trim piece that we need to put back. These things are pretty flimsy. It's pretty normal for these things not to ever stay up again after you pull them off. Unfortunately, Tesla designed them pretty flimsy, so it is what it is. All right, so that completes our installation of the Orella Acoustics sound system in our Tesla Model 3. And so go and enjoy it.
And if you guys have already purchased or are going to purchase the 7-speaker component system and need to see our install video on that, please click over here. If you guys have a Model Y and you need to see how to install the subwoofer system into that, please click over here. For those of you who haven't already purchased, please check out our website at zevcentric.com. We have all the Orella Acoustics products on that website, and we would greatly appreciate your support. For those of you who have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. It means the world to us. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.